So, what if you could use powerful AI, but without paying for every single prompt? What if you didn't have to worry about corporate censorship or about your private data being logged? Well, let's dive into this because today we're breaking down the Venice Token, VVV. It's the engine behind a project that's trying to fundamentally change how we interact with artificial intelligence.
Look, if you spend any time with the big AI platforms, you know the deal. You're always kind of aware of that pay-per-use meter running. You bump into content restrictions, and there's that little voice in the back of your head wondering who's reading your conversations. It's a system where we're basically just perpetual renters.
But what if we could just flip that whole model on its head? What if, instead of renting, you could actually own your slice of the AI pie? That's the big idea we're going to explore today.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at the problem with today's centralized AI, what we're calling the walled gardens. Then we'll unpack the Venice model and its really clever dual token system, VVV and DIEM. After that, we'll get into the economics, some real-world examples, and wrap up with a clear look at the risks and what's coming next. All right, so first things first, let's really define the problem we're talking about. The current AI world is dominated by just a handful of huge companies, and they've created these walled gardens. And inside these gardens, the rules are pretty clear. You pay for everything you do. The company's content filters decide what you can and can't talk about. Your data is being scooped up and stored, and at the end of the day, you have absolutely zero ownership. You don't control the tools, you're just a customer paying to use them. Okay, so this is where Venice comes in, and the whole idea is to tear down those walls. It's built from the ground up to be the answer to all those problems in the centralized model. It's really proposing a massive shift in how we get access to AI. So, what is it exactly? Venice.ai is a private, uncensored AI platform, and the key is in how it's built, on decentralized networks using open-source AI models. That combo is everything. It means no single company is in charge, and it uses AI that the community builds, AI that can even run right on your own device, keeping your conversations completely private. And this is the most important part. If you get one thing, get this. The entire project is built on one revolutionary idea: to stop treating AI like a utility bill you have to pay every month and start treating it like an asset, something you can actually own, control, and even trade. So the big question is, how do they actually pull that off? Well, the secret sauce is this really clever dual token system, and it all starts with the main token, VVV.
VVV is what's called an ERC20 token. It's a pretty standard crypto token that lives on the base blockchain, which just means it's built to be fast and cheap to use. But here's its main job: staking. By locking up your VVV tokens, you're not paying for access, you're earning it. It basically gives you a continuous share of the network's AI power, and the more you stake, the bigger your share.
Here's how that works in practice. It's a simple three-step flow. 1, you stake your VVV. 2, that immediately gives you access to the AI models, no more per-prompt fees. But then there's this third, super interesting step. You also get the power to create a second token, and that one is called DIEM. And this is where things get really innovative. DIEM is the token that makes your AI access a real, tangible thing. Think of it like a receipt or a deed that proves you own a piece of AI computation. It's a separate token that represents a tradable, perpetual AI credit.
So what is one DIEM token actually worth? The answer is so simple, and that's what makes it powerful. For every single DIEM token you hold, you get the equivalent of $1 worth of AI credit. Not once, every single day, forever. This takes that vague idea of access and turns it into concrete daily value.
Okay, so we've covered the how. We get the mechanics. Now let's talk about the why. How is the system actually designed to work economically? And more importantly, who is this for? If you look at how the first 100 million VV tokens were distributed, one thing just jumps out at you. A full 50%, half of the entire supply, went to the community and airdrop recipients. That's a huge signal that this is meant to be a user-owned network right from the start. The system is also designed to become more scarce over time. The number of new VVV tokens getting created each year goes down, year after year. That, plus a mechanism where they use platform revenue to buy and burn tokens, is designed to reduce the total supply and, in theory, make the remaining tokens more valuable. So what does this look like in the real world? Well, imagine you're a developer.
You could lock up some VVV, mint some DIEM, and poof, you now have a predictable, free source of AI credits to build and test your apps. For an independent creator or a small startup, that completely changes the game. It takes a huge operational cost and just wipes it off the board.
And when you put it all side by side like this, the difference is, well, it's night and day. With Venice, you get privacy and no censorship. You get a staking model instead of a paper prompt one. And you get this unique ability to tokenize your access. It's just a totally different philosophy across the board. And you know, that really all boils down to this one simple line. It's the perfect summary. In the old model, you're always paying. In this new world, you own.
Okay, but no new technology is a sure thing. To get the full picture, we have to be realistic and look at the potential risks and, of course, the future plans for the whole Venus ecosystem. It's super important to keep the hurdles in mind. First off, VVV and DIEM are crypto tokens, and that market can be incredibly volatile. There's also technical risk. The whole system runs on code, and that code has to be perfect. Plus, the decentralized AI space is getting crowded fast, and nobody really knows what future regulations for AI or crypto are going to look like. But the team isn't just standing still. They have a pretty clear roadmap for what's next. They're planning to build out more tools for developers to use DIEM, create a marketplace for this tokenized AI, and even integrate it directly into the tools coders use every day, all while exploring new products that mix finance and AI. So as we wrap this up, let's just come back to that core idea, that big paradigm shift. We're talking about a potential move away from the then, the world where we rent our AI access one prompt at a time, and moving toward the now, a world where you can actually own your access by staking, turning a simple service into a personal asset. And all of this leaves us with a really fascinating question for the future of AI. As this technology gets woven deeper and deeper into our daily lives, what is our relationship with it going to be? Will we just keep being customers, paying a subscription to a big company, or will new models like Venice actually succeed in making us owners? Honestly, the answer to that is going to shape the entire next era of technology.